Hello friends, in the previous video we talked about different algorithms used in Stack and different operations on that and also properties. In today's video we'll try to understand the implementation of that how that particular algorithm is implemented in the real code. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's quickly get into the coding. Okay, yeah, and by the way, this code is also available in the GitHub, and this is the GitHub URL. Okay, fine. So let's get going into the coding. So this code has been written in the C#, and somebody who knows C or C++ or even Java, they can very much understand what this code is, and because the syntaxes are very similar with C, C++ or Java, because the base is same. So yeah, so let's try to see. Let's first try to run this code, and then I'll kind of go through this in detail, and we'll try to understand. So as you can see, this is the C#, or you can say .NET Console project in .NET Core 5.0. The code that is there is pretty basic, so it can be done even lower versions as well. However, I have tried to use the latest framework for .NET Core, that is .NET 5. And I'll not talk more on .NET because that is not the topic of this video. I'll try to see or how to run this demo. So let's run this. So I try to put different operations into kind of menu so that it is easier for you to grasp different operations. So let's see how this push operation works. So I'm just selecting input choice 1, and then the code is written in a way that it is asking that how many members we want to push. So let's say I want 3 members to push. Then I need to enter numbers, 3 numbers basically. So let's say I'm entering 22 and maybe 34, or maybe there is no sequencing on like increasing or decreasing, it's just like any number, right? So for example, I'm putting even 5. So look at this. So this is my sequence. So I'm entering first 22, then 34, and then 5. So quick question to you: which number should go in the top? Is it keep and the answer with you? We'll check in a while. So 5 member, like number 5 has been inserted in the last. Okay, so this is the menu. Came back to the menu. So as you know, we inserted or pushed 3 members in order of 22, 34, and 5. So let's check the menu 4. That will list down the members. So 4, as you can see, 5, 34, and 22. So this was the order, right? So 5 came in the last, and it is also, kind of, if we check the how stack works. So the last member is the first out, right? So last member was 5, so it is also the member that should be popped first because that is in the top. Let's check the operation pop. So for that we need to press 2. So as you can see, the 5 is there in the top, then 34 and 22. So if I pop, that will enable from number 2. Then basically 5 members should be popped. So let's see what happens. So 2. Okay. Now if I list, that is there from number 4. I see only 34 and 22. I don't see the 5 anymore. So it means that 5 has been popped, right? So in this menu, we check the operation post, pop, and list. Now let's see what peak means. So as we learned in the past videos, that peak is nothing but listing down or getting the top members. So in this case, in the available two members, 34 is a member that is in the top. So if I press 3, let's see what happens. So yeah, that is giving us 34. So 34, because 34 is in the top. So we tested uh, push, pop, peak, and list. Let's see make empty. So make empty should basically clean up everything. So at this point, if I run 4, I am seeing two members. So basically, make empty should clean up the stack. So let's see. So 5. Okay. Yeah. Now if I list again, so if I do 4 again, look at that. Could not retrieve data. Stack is empty because there is no members. So with that, we kind of experimented with all the operations. Now let's see how the code is written. Okay. So I'll quickly show you the code, how it is working. So it is a typical like C# program, like C# class in this case. This should be similar if you're even coding with other languages, whether it's C++, or Java. There could be some small difference in the syntaxes, but you can very much understand what is happening here. So to maintain the current counter, so for example, you are pushing and popping. So what is the current counter of the member, which is at the top? To maintain that, we are having a variable called top, and we are initializing it -1. The reason is that to differentiate with the other members, right? If you look at our program, we are asking user to enter, basically how many members we can push. So we are currently limiting the users from like between 1 to 10. So it's like like you can push at max 10 members. For the simplicity's sake, we could extend it, but for the simplicity, we are just allowing 10 members. So they're going to sit on the stack, and as other things, you can say that we have implemented this stack using array, right? In the previous videos, we learned that stack can be implemented using list and array. So we took the array because it is easier to understand, simpler to understand. Coming to the max size, so it is a max size. As you can see, we are allowing 10 members, and of course other things are like data. Of course, data is to keep the members, whatever we are kind of in an array, right? If you look at data, so what is data? Data is a number that is some user is entering, basically. So first user is entering what is a choice, like option, as you can see here. And I think this option is not used, so I'll remove this because we got some other variable. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the program execution. So main is as the same method that is out there in other languages, basically C-type languages. So it is a starting point of the program. So to make this program, you can say continuous, we have taken this bool variable. So until I press 6, until I basically press the exit button, the program continue to run. So I'll quickly again show you how this works. So okay, it is coming up. Okay. So for example, right, let's try a few more things. So one is per push. Let's say this time I just want two members. So let's say I want 55, 65 and maybe 44. So now I'm listing down. So as you can see, 44 and 565 came in. So this program will continue to be there unless, of course, there are few places where if somebody entering wrong data, we are kind of exiting it. In a normal circumstances, one needs to press 6 to exit. So look at this. So if I'm pressing 6, it is kind of program is getting closed because in the code we have written in such a way that look at this code. So 6 is what? Return false. So unless somebody press the 6 here and return false, this loop, or you can say this while loop, right? That will continue to run and continue to show the menu. So the goal was that we are able to see the menu all the time unless we ourselves want it to close. So to achieve that functionality, we have it like that. So if somebody is pressing false, so it will be the condition will be closed, overall condition will be false and will come out from loop and program will be closed. This is how the concept is. Initially, of course, we are assuming that it will run, so by default it is true. Now let's see what is happening in the main menu. So it is initially, you can see there are some designings about, okay, just to keep the user engaged and understood what is happening here. So different menu options for push, pop, peek, list, make it empty and exit. You could see here one key, like one command called try parse. It is to make sure that user is entering some numeric. If not, then will not proceed. Like basically will not consider that. So to make sure that it is integer, so for that there is a syntax called try parse in C#. That is what we are using. And let's say option is 1, or 1 is what? If you look at push, so it will come on the first one. It will ask that how many members you want to enter, and if members are somebody wants like between 1 to 10, number can be any, but at the count basically we're asking. So if it is between that, then it will pop up to kind of ask those many members, and it will push. How push is working? Pretty much same as we looked into. As you can see, if it is not full, keep increasing the top and like increasing counter and add the number and say it is pushed. If it is already full, then say it is full. How the pop is working? So for pop, if it is not empty, right? Then only we can pop. If it is empty, there is no point popping. So we are kind of listing it down the masses. If it is having some data, we are basically kind of taking that data just to list so that the message that it is pop, and we are kind of making that particular index as -1, as you saw in the previously that -1 stands for something that there is no data, and we are decreasing the counter. So top is a counter that is maintained throughout the program to keep the current track of the data. What is peak is happening? Peak is just returning the top element. Is full, as you can see, if it is max size reached, so true, otherwise false. It is empty, of course, if it is -1 top, means there is no data, so it will return true, otherwise false. What else? So push, we looked into list down, so it is kind of running from top just to have the, like from maximum data to the below data, just to make sure that it is maintain the order, how the stack looks like. And make empty, as you can see, we are kind of making it to -1, and this is the typical switch case where we are kind of doing different operations, right? As you can see here, the loop is running on those many members, and it is continuing to push. So this code is available in the place over here that you can refer later. For additional learnings, you can go through these tutorials, and this is a little bit about me. Thanks for your time. We'll connect later, and we'll have more topics and more deeper content on that. Thank you very much.